This is the end of Branded Despia as we are completely dominating and annihilating the Branded Despia matchup with our own Branded Despia deck. Let's go! Let's check out how people are playing Branded Despia on MasterDuelMeta.com. Let's go to the top decks page, let's click on new cards, and there you go, Branded Despia. Ooh, we got some tournament tops. Let's click on one of these. This got second place of a tournament. Let's look at the Branded Despia breakdown page. We have a fresh guide if you want to learn the deck. This is a good breakdown of how everyone is playing the deck in all the ratios. You will see my deck list towards the end of the video. Let's hop in. We are playing against the Adventure variant of Despia. So we are going to, on the Ignition activation of the Fateful Adventure, negate the search of Griffin. And that does eat up the Ash. So now he's going to be able to Branded Fusion uninterrupted. It worked out. And his Alibur was summoned with a branded opening, so he didn't use up his normal summon. Great for him. So what are we dealing with? He has a branded in red. He's got the Mirror Jade. The Mirror Jade is turned off. We were able to deny the Fateful Adventure search for Griffin. And what we're worried about here is him using the branded in red to fusion summon into a Chimera. Even summoning into a Predaplant Dragostapelia, that could be quite disruptive. Now our hand is not the greatest. Our literal only play here is going to be normal summon the Fallen Albaz, discard the Edge Imp Chain, and attempt to fuse with the Mirror Jade to, I would say, make our own Mirror Jade. Now, the best part about this play with Fallen Albaz is the main way to deal with the Fallen Albaz play is to simply remove it with Mirror Jade. Chain Link 2 to the Fallen Albaz, just deal with it. The Albaz is not going to target the monster we are fusing into with, so even if he chains the branded in red, we're going to fuse with the newly summoned monsters. So you may be thinking, is there any way where he could summon Chimera to pop my Albaz before the fusion resolves? No, there's no way whatsoever. So what could he do to counter our play, which he would not do, and I don't think anyone would be doing, is he would have to preemptively use his branded in red to make a Dragostapelia to then negate our Fallen Albaz on summon. But even then, we have the Edge Imp Chain being discarded by cost, searching for polymerization. Let's make the play. Normal summon the Albaz, attempt to fusion Shokan. He's going to Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is actually going to counter the Fallen Albaz. I need to fuse with the Fallen Albaz in order to fuse. So we must, called by the grave, negate the Ghost Ogre. All right, we know he's got the brain in red. He's not even chaining it. He knows that we're going to fuse with his newly summoned monster. It's time to fusion Shokan with that Mirror Jade to make our own Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade is here. We are top tier. That's going to trigger the Edge Imp Chain. Also, as Mirror Jade in the end phase is going to wipe out our field. We do want to be careful about that. I'm going to activate my Mirror Jade, banishing the token off the field, sending the Albion from the extra to the grave so we could grab a branded in red during the end phase. Fright for Patchwork. Now, what I really like about this is we get to make a Dragostapelia, or we get to make a Masquerade. Polymerize with the Ad Libitum. Or even better, of course, I'm going to make the Chimera. Chimera activates. This is non-targeting destruction, so he must flip up his branded in red before we even resolve the Chimera. Now, I talked about making the Dragostapelia or the Masquerade because those are the best cards to make on the first turn. When you're going second, you do want to prioritize make the Chimera instead. Now, if he actually decides to fusion summon with the branded in red, our Guardian Chimera will take it out. We're also going to be drawing two. He's grabbing the Despian Tragedy. We're going to cross out Designate, negate the branded in red mate. That's going to be summoning the Mirror Jade back on the field with the effect of the Libitum. And we ripped into a branded fusion off of the draw 2. That is a wham bam, thank you ma'am, lethal damage. Use Fallen Albaz to win the mirror match. Of course, we have Ash Blossom. And of course, it is Adventure, which is going to eat the Ash Blossom. We do not want to use Ash on the trigger effect of the Fateful Adventure. We're going to use it on the Ignition. Good thing he did not legally cheat us. We're going to negate. And he's got the Called by the Grave mate. Let's now skip to the end of his turn and see what we could do. What are we dealing with here? We have a Mirror Jade that is turned on. He has the ability to Omni-negate with the Griffin. In the graveyard, he has the Comedy, which could tribute the Mirror Jade to summon itself onto the field. Why would that be good? If we have some way to negate the Mirror Jade, target it with something, it could then just jump off the field with the Comedian, and then it will not be negated from banishing one of our monsters. When it comes to Super Poly and Mirror Jade, it's very important to note that that you're going to want your toggle on to player priority. Use your super polymerization before they could even activate their Mirror Jade. And if you are a Mirror Jade player and you suspect your opponent of setting up for super poly, you will toggle on yourself. So if they set a monster to then quickly use their super poly, you're going to use Mirror Jade before they activate super poly, so you at least get the Albion effect in the end phase before you get polymerizationed off the field. Big priority here, we do not want our branded fusion to be negated, so we're going to try to eat up the negates. I'm going to do that priority play, set, and then super poly right away, discarding the Allure of Darkness, and that's going to be triggering the effect of our Edge Imp. And now we have Dragostapelia to negate the negates. Great. Mirror Jade during the end phase is going to be wiping up our entire field, but we're not going to be worrying about that. Is there going to even be an end phase? We have the Fright for Patchwork, Grab and Polymerization, and another Edge Imp. And now we could safely use Branded Fusion. He attempts to activate, and then we will negate the Griffin Fool. Branded Fusion, what do we want to send? Well, we have not triggered our Tragedy yet, so triggering the Tragedy will be a high priority of mine, and that is exactly what we send. So we could also, we used up our normal summon though, so that is a problem. So what do we want with the Tragedy? We want the Ad Libitum. Now, this could be quite risky. I discarded my Called by the Grave because I see lethal. I want to go for lethal. I need my entire hand for this lethal play. We're going to Libellion, Fusion Shokan into Mirror Jade. Now, we're going to polymerize, chain the Mirror Jade. This is a soft per 2 turns. So even if we activate to banish this turn, and then it leaves the field, then we resummon it, we could activate it again. So we are going to Fusion Shokan the entire field into Guardian Chimera. This is great. We're going to draw 2. We're going to get poppin'. The Ad Libitum is going to resummon the Mirror Jade onto the field. It is important to note that we did not use Brandon in red, so everything here can attack. This is full attack. We have negate on their turn. We have an active Mirror Jade to banish whenever we want. And just like that, lethal damage. Also, the Guardian Chimera is untargetable. Yes. Now, of course, we have Ash for the Branded Despia matchup, but of course, they have a way to eat my Ash. We're going to be eating up the Fateful Adventure, negate that so he does not get a Griffin, and now his Branded Fusion is safe. It's worth noting that they always have Branded Fusion despite not being able to normal summon Alibur after activating the Rite of Erismir, but that's okay. And he also sent the Comedy to the graveyard, which would be dodging an Impermanence or a Veiler. So very good, but he loses up on the Tragedy. Or does he? Yes, he does. He discarded the Tragedy by a cost, not by effect, so you do not get the search with Tragedy. Skipping to the end of the turn, he's got a Branded in red face down. The Mirror Jade is turned off. Let's break this board, which I believe we could easily do with the Fallen Albaz. Very easily, we could just summon, discard, fusion summon, and there's nothing he could do. There is something he could do, but no one's going to be making this play. As I've been saying, you need to be able to make a Dragostapelia early, which no one's doing that. No one. Allure of Darkness, draw 2, banish one of our Edge Imp chains, no problem. Discard the Fallen Albaz, and non-targeting fusion. What can he do? He would have to chain Mirror Jade if it was turned on to banish my Albaz. You'd have to get rid of it. Otherwise, my non-targeting fusion summon is going to fuse with anything newly summoned or the Mirror Jade, and that's it. That's a GG, no re. He's going to activate the Branded in red. What is this mad lad doing? Is he actually going for the fusion summon? Yes, he is. I cannot believe it. He is trading 3 monsters for Guardian Chimera. Oh no, he does not think he's actually going to activate that, does he? Oh, he does. He thinks it. We are going to Fusion Shokan with the Guardian Chimera. Come forth and make our own Mirror Jade. No Chimera activate, and just like that, that's a scoop. Let's get Ashen Ash. Eat the Branded Fusion. Or are you eating my Ash? Yes, you eat my Ash with the Branded Fusion, and now he's got Incredible Ecclesia, which surprisingly, I could not believe this. This is actually kind of a decent turn 1 pass in this mirror match, as the Ecclesia during our turn is going to be able to summon a Fallen Albaz and then fuse with one of our monsters. So that's going to potentially be a problem. Let's see if we could deal with that problem. We're going to Fright for Patchwork, grab a Polymerization, grabbing an Edge Imp chain. We are now going to normal summon the Alibur, grab a Branded Fusion. We're going to polymerize first. I like to use up my other cards if I can before committing to the Branded Fusion. Polymerize, Shokan, triple monster summon, into Guardian Chimera. Guardian Chimera is going to be untargetable right now, but the Fallen Albaz that she will summon from the deck, it won't matter because it does not target. But he's in a big problem right now. The Guardian Chimera being Chain Link 1, even if he chains the Ecclesia to summon the Fallen Albaz, we're going to destroy it before it even activates. There's nothing you could do here. He can't even Ash the Guardian Chimera. It is untargetable, but that's not the reason why we were chain link blocking. The Mad Lad now thinks. He thinks he's gonna fusion summon with my Guardian Chimera. That's not going to even activate. I do not think so. Tragedy grab the Ad Libitum. We're gonna use up our normal summon. Get popping on the Fallen Albaz. Follow up with Branded Fusion. Into Albion. What is this? Albion and not Lubellion. The Albion can attack when you fusion Shokan with it, and it gets to send from the deck to the graveyard a Snow. So this is a good way to get Snow in the graveyard. And look, I'm still making my Lubellion. We're going to be discarding the Ad Libitum, and we're going to now be summoning Mirror Jade. Everything on the field can attack. That's a Nibiru, and that's a negate. I do not think so, mates. Tri-Brigade negates. We have forsaken Tri-Brigade. We have stolen their negates. Thank you for joining us, Mercurier. And now it's time to finish the Fool. Branded in red, what are you doing? Do not tell me that you plan on fusion summoning. Yes, he does. Into a giant Titan Clad. Holy moly. Now, the 4,000 attack Titan Clad's actually nuts. It states that for the rest of this turn, it is unaffected by the activated effects of any other monster special summon from the extra deck. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Super Poly, you win. Well, I can't Mirror Jade, and I'm going to win without using Super Poly. How about that? Mirror Jade will make it unaffected from Mirror Jade. It is unaffected from our effect activation. We're going to find another way, and that way is the Fairy Tale Snow. Banish 7 from the graveyard. You are not summoned for the extra deck. You're going to get flipped face down. Down you go, triggering the Tri-Brigade. Now, we're going to be searching for a Fallen Albaz. Not that we need it. We're going to flip down that Mad Lad. Now that it's face down, it can be affected by the Mirror Jade. Banish the set, and just like that, lethal damage through the unaffected 4,000 attack Titan. Absolute insanity. Let's go. Oh my, we are going to fight for Patchwork, and that is an easy Ash. Eat that Ash, boy. We're going to chain. Discarding the Fairy Tale Snow into a freaking Max C. What the hell? Now, we make a huge mistake here. I misclicked. I promise you it was a misclick. This should have been added to the hand. You should not summon this under Max C. He now gets a free draw. Totally not cool. But that's okay. We shall possibly persevere through this Maxi. The Alubur is going to be adding a Branded in red, and very simply, we could just set end. We have Super Poly, we have Branded in red. The Brand in red will fuse with the hand and very likely making a Chimera. Then that's going to replenish our hand so that we can now use Super Poly. So it's not so bad playing under this Maxi, besides giving him a free draw, which I totally didn't do. Branded in red, in response to that fateful adventure, we are going to make our Guardian Chimera right here, right now. It is unfortunate that the Snow is now banished. That sucks, big time. Now, this is going to be player priority, optional trigger, Chain Link 1. We are optional trigger, Chain Link 2, because we are the non-turn player. If it were our turn, the Chain Link order would be different. Thus, he would get to search and equip his Draco back. We're going to get popping. Chimera, popping the Fool, and we are good with Super Poly. We're just waiting. He's going to Rite of Eris Mirror, and no Fateful Adventure. You don't play a second one, that'd be crazy. Branded Fusion, we have no way to stop this. Lubellion. Now, if you were to chain the Super Poly to the Lubellion, that would be a bad play. You want to wait. You definitely want to toggle on right now to be ready. The Tragedy is going to be activating, discarding a Comedy. The Comedy is going to possibly be a problem. That could dodge negates. Well, we don't have any negates. We just got Super Poly mates. So the biggest fear right now is if he activates the Mirror Jade before we Super Poly. And he could do that if he toggles on. You need to toggle on summon, activate it right away. Then we would Chain Link to Super Poly. The Mad Lad did not do so. He did not play around Super Poly. And this video is to show you about what cards you should play around like Super Poly. Now, we're going to Super Poly on the resolution of the Alubur right away. Not give him a chance to activate. which he does have priority activate. Do understand that, how this works. We're going to discard the Allure Darkness, Fusion Shokan into Dragos Despia. That's going to trigger the Mirror Jade to get popping during the end phase. And he normal summoned Alubur and then went Keck wait. Why my Alubur no activate? Well, bro, you're playing the adventure engine, man. What are you doing? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't just hard open branded fusion, activate Rite of Erismere, and then normal summon Alubur and search. Are you out of your damn mind? We would negate it anyway. So in the end phase, since this is a once per turn, I might as well just make you negated for no reason. And by the way, our Dragos Despia has been protected from destruction. The branded opening, banished from the graveyard. We are not destroyed. Oh yeah, let's pop off. We popping off. Let's go. It's time to punish this fool. Grab the branded fusion, and that's a scoop. Back to Fortnite. Let's go. And this is the deck list I have been testing out on the ladder so far with immense success. I have a ton of duels to be showing you in other videos I want to be making. We're going to be clapping Flaunderies, Eldritch, Sword Soul, all that good stuff with this deck. First of all, I wanted to maximize dealing with the opponent's Ash Blossom. So double Call by the Grave, one cross out Designate, definitely hit that Ash, and then Ash itself, with how popular and how good this deck is, I'm needing 3. I want 3 to negate Branded Fusion, or, you know, even negating Max C is also a very good reason. I am really liking the 3 Fallen Albaz. I may be liking it so much that I want to be playing the Incredible Ecclesia, because, boy, did I clap a lot of mirror matches with their turned off Mirror Jade by just summoning the Fallen Albaz. So I will consider playing Ecclesia possibly in a future build, and any other card that I'm not playing, I'm just testing this out. I like the Allure Darkness with the Edge Imp Chain engine. It ensures that I pretty much always have a dark monster in the hand. I'm not saying that I think that this is the definitive best way to play the deck. This is just what I've been testing so far, and I am liking it so damn much. I'm loving the branded loss. They can't respond to the summon of my fusions. They can't negate the activation, which of course that does not mean they can't ash it. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to be making more videos about branded Despia. Loving this deck so much. Let's go.